So guys, this was one of my case study which I wrote like you can say an year back, and this was my first case study, like detailed case study जो मैंने लिखी थी. And I'll be walking you through like each and every section. उसमें क्या क्या चीजें लिखनी हैं and how you can start with your first UX case study and how you can start with the problem statement, how you can build your case study with time. Honestly, it will take some time and थोड़ा सा procrastination भी होता है, but eventually with time you will get the hang on and आप लिख दोगे. Though I am like preparing 2-3 more case studies, but this was one of my case study which I definitely want to share with you guys. So starting with, so the case study, the title of the case study is One Way to Bridge the Gap Between Students and Teacher. So starting with the title, or you can say probably the platform, मैंने इसके लिए Medium choose किया था. You can upload your case study on Behance, even you can upload it on Dribble as well, and you can choose Medium as well. I prefer Medium because Medium provides you many benefits as well. I'll be telling you that with the flow of this case study. So as the title suggests or says, one way to bridge the gap between students and teacher, it means that the name of the product is related to some education and all. So हमें title इस way में लिखना है कि it should be clear to the audience. Obviously we are catering the audience and we are making the product for the audience, not for ourselves. So we have to cater and keep that point in our mind. Starting with this thing, as you can see this picture, it actually shows you the name of the product, that is Schooly. So the problem statement which I worked on was Schooly, and इसमें basically मैंने क्या किया था, I kept a problem statement in my mind कि कोविड की वजह से जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं लाइक प्रॉब्ली यू कैन से जूनियर स्टूडेंट्स जो 5th में 6th में 7th में 8th में या 9th में ऐसी क्लासेस में हैं, सो कोविड की वजह से दे आर अटेंडिंग द ऑनलाइन क्लासेस एंड इवेंचुअली अ सिंगल टीचर कैन नॉट पे अटेंशन टू एवरी स्टूडेंट. सो प्रॉब्लम जो फेस हो रही थी वो ये हो रहा था कि देयर आर सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स जिनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था because they are indulged in other home activities, or probably they are doing their leisure time and all, or probably they are sleeping. So वो चीज नहीं हो रही थी. So I worked around that problem, and even in my home as well, even my sister, she used to sleep, she used to indulge in other art activities. That is not bad, but at the time of study, when teacher is teaching you, you have to pay attention and you have to be interactive enough. So I worked around this, and even like the platforms they were using was Microsoft Teams, and in which the cameras are off, microphones are off. So eventually teacher को पता ही नहीं चल रहा कि student वहाँ पे present है भी या नहीं. So walking you through, the disclaimer was that I prepared this case study under some project which I got, like it was an assignment which I got in one of the company. I explained the like whole procedure, or not procedure, whole description about the product or about the problem I am working around. So I've explained what actually Schooly is and how it will help people. And you can read it like, what is Schooly? So Schooly is a virtual way to bridge the gap between a student and a teacher. And this product is very innovative and quite useful for the user, keeping in mind the scenario of the schools after pandemic. So I worked around that. So the product helps user to manage their lectures, attendance log, assignments, classes, and charts under one roof. I actually inculcated a feature of charts as well. And as I walk you through the interface, I'll show you the whole flow. Now I have explained why Schooly, because when you're working around a problem statement, there comes a scenario कि already market में Google Meet है, Zoom है, Microsoft Teams है, तो why Schooly? So Schooly ही क्यों बच्चों को use करना चाहिए या teachers को use करना चाहिए? So I have stated 3 points, like I found the product can reduce the gap between a student and a teacher and provide a better way of education in tough times. Second is I realized the gap and felt this product to be a path of improvement, keeping in mind the future perspective, because there are students who are very shy who do not open up easily in front of teacher, and they have this thing in mind that will go to tuition and हम tuition teacher से पूछ लेंगे या अपने parents से पूछ लेंगे. But why are you paying to school जब आपको स्कूल में नहीं सीखना या स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ना, तो आप स्कूल को पे करिए क्यों रहे हो जब आपको ट्यूशन ही जाना है या फिर you have to study from your parents. So why you are paying school fee? So I keep these perspective and features in my mind. I worked around this problem statement. And apart from that, the third pointer says I have some good experience in the education industry as I see my cousins going through the same. So I felt very comfortable with this niche. So as I mentioned, I already told about the sister scenario. Now working around the problem statement, what actually problem is, which I told you that teachers are using third party. Obviously, school is not providing their own portal or so. They're using third party like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and all that. And we have observed that there is no as such interaction between a student and a teacher. Teacher keeps on saying and वो अपना course कराने में लगी रहती है. But I cannot see an interactive session between a student and a teacher because teacher भी बार बार नहीं बोलेगी जब student वहाँ पे present ही नहीं होगा या student अपनी और activities में indulge होगा. So I've explained the whole problem statement in points कि क्या क्या problems face हो रही है, and as you can see I've highlighted the main pointers. तो जो मुझे लगता है कि इस case study में एक user को attract करेंगे and वो उस पे emphasize करेगा. So I have bold that part. As you can see, under the third point, we have the camera is off. As I have mentioned, the camera is off, so the teacher can't identify student hai bhi ya nahi. Building concepts. So building concept is one of the crucial factors from the lower classes, and it's the topmost priority. And अगर student अपनी initial stage पे ही नहीं सीख रहा, so building concept is 0. After that, the students start skipping classes and neglecting because third party tool is not evaluating their activities, definitely. And uske baad, they just attend the class for attendance. And at the time of examination, students are blanked and try to cheat, obviously, because virtually hota tha ye sab kuch, so they try to cheat to score good or score well, and even they are seeking help from their parents. So that was the whole problem I'm facing through, and I have worked around that problem and built schooling. So up now I have asked these questions from students and teachers as well. Like in my colony, there lives so many students and so many teachers, and I have asked them as well. And you can see the response. I have actually put a poll. So for a proof, you can even ask from nearby people, or you can even put a digital poll, or you can paste the proof for the same. And I have mentioned about that. The result, you can see that 161 polls, 161 users, they have voted for the same, and you can see the results after that. Now I've worked around the current solutions. Current solutions were, as I mentioned, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and so and so. And you can see these are the current solutions that is the third party application that I use for taking the online classes. Now I have worked around student personas, like the people I have talked to. So I have came across number of problems they are facing, and I have mentioned that as well. And I have also talked to teachers as well, and I have worked around their personas, and I have mentioned their thoughts in another paragraph. Now comes my solution. Now, like in case study, the most important thing is your solution. Upar, I have explained about the problem statement, what is schooly, why schooly. I worked around the personas as well. Now comes my solution. I have created the whole information architecture for the solution. I proceeded. I used flow map application for the same. I'll be attaching all links like the application which I used. I used FigJam for preparing the user personas. I use Figma for making the user interface. I use flow map for preparing and making the flow, user flow or information architecture. Now comes the onboarding screen. I made all these designs in Figma, and I have mentioned section by section, like First is the sign-in screens. Then comes the get started screen. And as you can see here, I have mentioned a note as well, like schoolie allows students to allow the access of camera, which is mandatory to enter into the lecture, which is one of the USP for this. Like even if you see for Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, a user can switch off or switch on their camera, but in schoolie, the note will come if a student doesn't allow the camera. So eventually, if he or she doesn't allow the camera, they will not enter into the class. That is, indirectly, they'll not get the attendance and they'll not get the access of the classroom if they do not switch on their cameras. After that, I have prepared the scheduled class screens and previous lectures. Like even if a student is genuinely absent or probably due to some personal reasons, so that person can also access the previous lectures. And you can see the previous lecture screen will look like this, on which a student can see the comments that is provided by teacher or other students, and also can view the previous lecture if they by chance missed or probably for revising purpose as well. Now comes the attendance log. Like after attending or attending the lecture, they'll have to fill the attendance for them. And then comes assignment screen. So everything will be indulged in one application and they have to upload their assignments as provided by the teacher. Now comes the chat screen. I have also prepared a chat option and even chat window in which a person or a student can have a conversation with a teacher personally, and they can also get their doubts cleared. There is specific timelines for the same, but they can definitely talk to a respective teacher for so and so doubts. Now comes student side screens. As you can see, I've started with the student profile. Then comes the schedule. Schedule may it will show you the classes which are which are prepared according to the timetable. And then you can see the assignment screen, attendance screen, and then you have to work around the color palette. You have to paste the colors you have used, like the primary colors and the secondary colors. Then comes the after this, you can also mention about the references, like the resources you have used, or probably you can also mention about the fonts. You can also mention about some of the references, like as I have mentioned, you can say under the credits, I have used Iconly and Remix icons for the icons. I use Figma Community, FigJam for personas, Flowmap for the information architecture. So this is one of the like case study I've prepared. This was one of my first case studies, and there are also many things which I have to work around and again revamp this, but this was just a start, and for a beginner this is just a good start. You can definitely take reference of this case study. I'll be definitely attaching the link in my description box so that you guys can read that, and you guys can prepare your own case study related or probably taking this as an example. So that's all for this video, guys, and I'll be preparing more and more case studies, and I'll be showing you the whole process in my upcoming videos as well. So stay tuned for upcoming videos, and do share this video with other design buddies who are starting their career in design. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video. Till then, take care everyone. Bye.